Merhaba, Eğitim Saati'yle karşınızdayız. Bugün çocukların İngilizce öğrenme sürecini, erken yaşta yabancı dil eğitiminin önemini ve yapay zekanın eğitime etkisini konuşacağız. Konuğumuz Novakid kurucu ortağı ve CEO'su Max Azarov. Hem şirketin küresel yolculuğunu hem de gelecekte dil öğreniminin nasıl şekilleneceğini kendisiyle değerlendireceğiz. Mr. Azarov, welcome to the program.
Hello, Tanem. Great to be here. Thank you for inviting us.
So, Novakid is a global online English platform for children. First of all, could you take us through the journey of the company from its founding to becoming an award-winning platform operating in various countries?
Sure, would love to. Basically, when we started the company, because there was one big problem, which is most of the kids sit through a decade of English classes at school, and somehow, at the end of it, still freeze up when they try to order a coffee abroad. So that seemed like something was really broken with the school system, and this is why Novakid got started. We went out to fix that problem. And it's a system problem. It's not a kid problem. I mean, kids are perfectly fine. Kids are amazing. It's not a parent problem. It's really a system problem. And what we tried to do is to build Novakid not just as one more school, but we actually build Novakid as a unique native English environment. And there's three main components to Novakid. One is, of course, best-in-class technology, starting with just online access from anywhere, which is already quite an amazing experience. But also recently we started adding latest AI models, which really boost the learning. The second component is great, super motivated native teachers. And our teacher job satisfaction is about 2 times the industry average. And the third one is international community. We have students from over 50 countries that are practicing their English together. So far, over 1 million families have entrusted us with their kids' English, and we're very grateful for that.
Yeah, and Novakid works with children from many different linguistic backgrounds as well. As you mentioned, there's lots of people that you work with. So when a child joins an English lesson, especially at an early age, how does the learning process work? Is the lesson conducted entirely in English from the beginning? And what is the role of, gestures, visual tools, and interaction when children may not yet understand the language?
Sure, and this goes back to why we're not really a school, why we're the native environment, is the learning happens 100% in English. And I know for some people, for some parents, it's really hard to believe that this is possible. But think about it this way. I mean, what language did you use to learn your native language, right? When we learn Turkish or Russian, we don't really use some other language to learn Turkish or Russian. And the same approach works at Novakid. So we use 100% immersion into English language. We don't use students' first language to help, and it's essential to basically make sure that there is no language barrier, that kids are comfortable speaking out, they're comfortable practicing, and in order to help them, because obviously there can be it can be a little bit stressful when you're, let's say, one-on-one or even in a group with somebody who speaks language you don't really understand. So we use techniques such as total physical response, TPR. We use a lot of visual aids. We use a lot of just human connection. Our teachers are really trained to establish this human connection with their students to really put them at ease, because having this stress-free environment is really extremely conducive to learning based on our experience. So, and this goes back to playing games, like really trying to make the lesson a lot less intimidating for the kids, a lot more interesting, really sparking their curiosity as a process of that. Mm-hmm. So those are kind of the main foundation that we're using to build Novakid experience.
Absolutely. And I kind of want to get at a little more into how you conduct lessons in completely 100% English, because, there's a traditional approach where children first learn English through explanations in their native language and gradually transition into speaking English. Your model, as you mentioned, appears to follow a different philosophy where children are exposed to English directly. For instance, I first started learning English through my native language, and later in the years, I was exposed to English only classes, and was frankly surprised how fast my learning has improved. But let's hear from a professional. What does research tell us about the advantages and challenges of immersive language learning at an early age?
Definitely, there's a lot of research that suggests that kids, basically as early as 2 or 3 years old, are the most responsive to basically hearing new sounds, to be able to reproduce accents. And this window is pretty quickly closing, let's say, as we go a little bit towards our teenage years. So it's very important to use this window between, in our estimate, 4 to 12 is the optimal window when kids are really the most malleable in terms of their brain structure to essentially forming this new language inside of their head. And on top of that, we also there's also research from Global Education Journal from it's pretty recent, from 2025, that shows that using TPR also increases the learning efficacy by 34.6%, if I remember it correctly, which is also a lot. So what we find overall is, we actually were surprised when we conducted some research on our parents who study with Novakid, and we were surprised how quickly they see the results. And this is why, frankly, we have so many families that are actually bringing their second kids to Novakid once they're experienced the Novakid with their first kid. Especially in Turkey, where there's many families with multiple kids. This is especially evident.
Yeah, and if we take a look at the industry globally, how would you describe the current state of children's English education in a global level? What are the biggest challenges children face when learning English today?
Well, if we talk about the school system, then, as I mentioned, unfortunately, I guess it's by design, but unfortunately for kids, it is changing really, really slowly. So we still see a lot of this grammar, memorization approach, as you mentioned, sort of the explanation and translation approach. It's still pretty dominant across the globe. And it, on one hand, it's sad. On the other hand, this is why we created Novakid, to really augment that and really help kids to get the true native environment. And we see Novakid as an essential part of the language learning future, where eventually we actually are very much open, collaborating with schools and really introducing some of the Novakid elements, such as international group learning, international practice, directly into Novakid curriculum. It's a little bit difficult to this point, so we're really relying mostly on parents signing up. But sometime in the future, we'll see Novakid integrating more deeper into schools as well.
And also, there's this other story about technology and how technology evolves, and the way people learn also evolves. So has technology changed how children learn, or simply where they learn?
Absolutely. I think, to be honest with you, the first time I interacted with AI, I remember it was just a couple of years back with ChatGPT. I was completely amazed, right? I was like, well, this cannot be real. This has to be some joke, because I'm a software engineer myself by the background. I know sort of what's possible, what's not possible. To me, it looked almost like magic. And there's a new generation of kids for whom this technology will be normal. And it will definitely shift a lot of learning from being able to give answers, frankly, to being able to ask the right questions. Because getting answers just will become so much easier. You just go to your favorite chatbot, type it in, or even just say it, and you get an answer. But getting the questions right, this will be the tricky part. So I think AI literacy will be extremely important. I think that the world will get more interconnected as we go forward, and this is where the basically language fluency will be important as well, because if you want to be a part of the bigger world and bigger set of opportunities, then you gotta be fluent in language. You gotta be able to communicate in real time without any translators in the middle. You have to be plugged into this sort of global English speaking network.
Mm-hmm. And I'd also like to ask, when we think about education systems in general, is there anything that education systems still get wrong about language learning? And what's, for example, one misconception about learning English that you wish would disappear?
Yes, I think that definitely one thing that a lot of systems get wrong is, frankly, I think we already discussed it, which is you should start with your native language and just kind of build up from that. I think that's definitely a myth and misconception, and I wish that the schools would actually get away with that. This would help us as well. To get students that are a little bit more prepared to this approach when they come to Novakid. So I guess this is my wish for the next 5 years, that schools actually embrace this sort of native first approach to language learning.
And we talked about AI and how AI and technology in general has been played a key role in changing the way kids and children and people learn. And everyone is obviously talking about AI. From an educational perspective, where does it genuinely, do you think, improve learning, especially another language?
Yes, we actually see this happening right now. We just recently, I think about a year ago, we deployed a new very cute creature in our system called Pandy. Pandy is super cute, and she is an AI teacher. So she's like a little panda that speaks to you and pretty much available 24/7 whenever you feel like it. We see that even though it was an early experiment, about 60% of the students, and we didn't really promote it that much, so we didn't really push it our students, but we already see that more than 60% of our students have found their way to Pandy and started to engaging with it on a regular basis. They discuss plans with it. They share with it their dreams and wishes. It's kind of amazing. So we think that this technology will be definitely proliferating. It will definitely be a very great complement to language learning because, frankly, one of the issues that we have been struggling with is affordability. It is rather expensive to have teacher one-on-one learning for your kid, let's say, every day. Not every parent can afford that. So usually we have parents who do this on a 2 times a week, 3 times a week basis. But for faster progress, what's really needed is a daily routine, daily habit. And this is where AI becomes indispensable because Pandy is available every single day. She's always in a good mood. She always loves to talk to you. And she usually the chats are really brief, so it doesn't take a lot of time, usually maybe 3 to 4 minutes. So it's really a great way to create a daily habit. And we believe this is our bet that AI tutors will create that.
Mm-hmm. So we talked about the upsides of AI, and then what if we look at the downsides? Where do you think AI should stop when it comes to ESL? What do you think should never be outsourced to artificial intelligence in education?
We believe that genuine human connection is definitely something that should stay with humans. And this is why we value our teachers so much. This is why we make sure that they're happy and super motivated. As I mentioned, our teacher satisfaction is extremely important for us. We make sure that it's at the highest levels because, happy teachers make happy students at the end of the day. This is our belief. So this human connection, we believe, should stay with humans. And we try to basically balance this approach of not creating this over-dependence on AI for connection, focus. So basically, we see AI more learn on accessibility and kind of repeat practice. But humans are still important to create this connection, to show the example, to set the example to students, something to aspire to. This is where humans are going to be playing the role and will continue to play the role.
Mm-hmm. Yes, even though AI continues to improve today and then continues to improve many things in life, as you mentioned, human-to-human connection is something different, and it's sometimes maybe how children and people feel most comfortable and easy learning with. So there's definitely that aspect to it as well. And if we were to move on to a different topic when it comes to learning language, language is always kind of brings in mind the topic of translation. So, and real-time translation right now is improving rapidly as technology advances, and we even see glasses that do simultaneous translation as you talk to another person, which really decreases the need to learn various different languages. Putting aside English. And even videos on YouTube are right now easily dubbed and subtitled with the help of AI. And then, perhaps the question comes down to, with technology that can translate conversations instantly, why should children still learn English? I'd like to ask you that.
This is a very good question, and we have been obviously discussing this internally a lot. Like, what does Novakid look like, and what does the English look like in this new age where, translation becomes better and better every year? We believe it still comes down to collaboration and friction of collaboration, right? Basically, when you speak the language, you are plugged into, let's say, the social brain of the organization. So even if we talk about the workplace, there is a very huge advantage to somebody who can speak the language directly versus speak the language through the translation, no matter how good it is. Because collaboration is just so much more than just exchanging words. It's really asking questions, asking follow-up, making sure you are understood. So it's a really very iterative process, and having anything in between the person and this process degrades the experience significantly. So we think it will definitely reduce the need for English, when you're traveling. So as we actually started with ordering coffee, I can totally see that, I will be able to order coffee in Japanese, probably pretty easy sometime soon. But when it goes beyond ordering coffee and really becoming part of the global opportunities, it will still be relevant for quite as long as humans are relevant. That's what I would say.
Obviously, maybe just as you mentioned, just like you gave an example, maybe ordering coffee or asking a direction may be done with the help of technology, but learning a language in depth is it also means learning a different culture as well as a language, and making even deeper connections and conversations. So I'd like I'd like to finalize the interview through asking some short questions in exchange for short answers. Let's do a couple of those to wrap up if you're down. So grammar or speaking practice, which one would you pick?
Practice and more practice.
And why?
Because, what's use of grammar if you don't have practice?
Making mistakes or not speaking at all?
Making mistakes.
And if a child is afraid to speak English, is the problem knowledge or confidence?
Confidence, for sure.
And I'd like to complete this sentence for me. We should allow children to make mistakes because?
Because life is messy, and you will make many mistakes along your life. And I think the most important skill is be able to learn from these mistakes and do better next time.
Couldn't agree more. Mr. Azarov, thank you so much for joining our program.
Thank you very much. Thank you for inviting me.